this stuff. This is going to change luthiery. Hello, welcome to Beau, Hannam guitars and ukuleles. This is an exciting unboxing because it's a brand new product from LMI, and it's a substitute Ebony that is brand new, and it's called Royal Blackwood. Now, what Royal Blackwood is it's actually Purple Heart, and it's been torrified, and now it's black, and it's black all the way through. And you can kind of see that there. So that's the Royal Blackwood. That's African that's African Ebony. That's African Blackwood, and that's Indian Ebony. So this is about, I would call it blacker than all those. And it's a bit lighter than the others. Yeah, a little bit lighter than the African Blackwood. A little bit lighter than the Indian, and African Blackwood is the heaviest because of rosewood. That's actually my favourite fingerboard material, but leave that for another time. And this is Brazilian rosewood, just as a reference. But Brazilian can be, you know, orange, whatever. But this African Blackwood, Royal Blackwood, sorry, I'm going to get that mixed up. Let's read this. Dried to 8% and stabilized through torrefaction, glues, work, sands and machines like natural wood. Density falls right between ebony and Indian rosewood. It's not dyed. The color penetrates the wood evenly and does not react to glues, moisture or solvents. Sustainably forested, freely exportable. That's great news. Base fingerboards, headplates, bridge blanks are on their way. So the wood that they use this is actually Purple Heart, and Purple Heart normally looks like this. So here is some Purple Heart, which I just scraped a little bit of, and let's compare the Purple Heart grain to the Royal Blackwood. So this part is probably the best place to look. There's a bit of chatter from the bandsaw here, but here and here. So the grain looks pretty similar. You can kind of see a bit of pores there. This looks a little bit deeper, the pores, but it just might be a little bit off quarter or something. And just as a reference, here is some Bloodwood. So Bloodwood's got finer pores than Purple Heart, but this appears more like this piece of Bloodwood anyway, just out of interest. So I'm going to just scrape these and see what they look like. So this is the Royal Blackwood. This is African Ebony. And this is the Purple Heart. Okay. So they all scraped very similarly, which is kind of a difficult word to say, similarly. as the Purple Heart, Royal Blackwood, and African Ebony. And the African Ebony pores there look more deep than... they kind of look similar. And this piece of Purple Heart looks like it's got the deepest pores, but you know, this doesn't actually really matter that much. What I'm going to do now is just put a plane over it and see what happens. So that planes beautifully. My plane's kind of, well, block plane's kind of not very sharp, but that's really nice. And see if I can get some off the... This is the African Ebony. Yeah, so the plane's very similar, feels the same, looks very, very the same. So yeah, this is going to be just an incredible substitute for the African Ebony. It's really exciting. This is $13.95. This is like triple, quadruple that. Here's some Bloodwood shavings, Purple Heart shavings, Royal Blackwood shavings, so these are the same, just torrified, and African Ebony. Just a bit of interest. If I put those together, I mean, they just look identical. Please subscribe if you enjoy these kind of videos, and hit the like button and the bell if you want to get notifications when I release a new video. And let me know what you want to hear about in the comments. I like sort of catering to whatever people want to hear about or learn about. I should mention with tapping on, on YouTube, I don't really do it at all because and I think it's silly, just because it all depends on the mic and what you record to, and then what you listen to. And if you're listening out of like an iPhone or something on a bus or a tram, I meant a train, it's all silly. So you've got to, you can only really hear the fundamental and the overtones and the sustain if you're in person. But maybe some of this is coming through. So just to give it a tap test. That sounds good. This is the African Ebony. Royal Blackwood again. That's a bit higher. African Blackwood. Bit lower. I'm not too worried about the tap tone as much as I would a top, but this is a really exciting product from LMI. The grain is, it's a little, it's very similar to the the African ebony I've got here. The pores are smaller than the Brazilian. This is the Brazilian. This is the African ebony. And this is the Indian ebony. So I'll show you that's Royal Blackwood, African ebony. It's got a bit more of a shimmer to it. See how the light's catching it? That doesn't worry me at all. It's kind of a feature, I think, actually. But you can see that the color goes all the way through. So, you know, when you're radiusing a fingerboard, it's not going to sand out or anything like that. And it doesn't react to solvents, and it glues well with, you know, tight bond or the LMI glue or epoxy, CA glue. Doesn't smell like anything particular, which is, you know, just curiosity really, but it taps really nicely. Yeah, it taps taps quite high. This piece of African ebony, the sustain is longer. I think the sustain is longer in all these pieces. Tapping wood is kind of ridiculous, by the way. I think you can hear it a little bit from my mic, but without getting the real thing, it's kind of a silly prospect. That's why I don't really do it all that much. So it taps a little bit higher than the African ebony, but the sustain is a bit shorter. Sort of a fairly fast decay, but the initial tone is quite immediate and yeah. So the other ebony substitute, of course, is Rocklite. That is also made from wood that has been reconstituted, I guess is the best way to put it. And you can see the lines in it. So it's kind of real wood that's been torn apart and put back together in straight lines and dyed, and that's also black, and it taps good and works really well. I managed to find some Rocklite. I only have little bits of it. But this is Rocklite headplate, and you might be able to make out the nature of Rocklite, which is lots of lines of wood that have been glued together. It might be a little more apparent in this piece of wood, this scrap that I have. You see that? Just these lines running parallel. So those can delaminate. This is a good product for headplates, especially for bindings. It's really easy to bend, and it's good for fingerboards. This is for an electric guitar, and it's got a Rocklite fingerboard and headplate. What I did think might be of interest is to tap some Indian rosewood, which I hadn't done before, just to compare it. Okay, so here's the Indian rosewood. Actually, no, I'll just do a quick Royal Blackwood tap again. Indian rosewood. This is a little bit thicker. Royal Blackwood. Yeah, that taps better than the Indian rosewood. This is Brazilian rosewood. It's a little bit thinner but similar in length. This is actually a uke side, but it'll do. So it's deeper tap because it's thinner, but it does have a longer sustain, which would be more apparent if it was thicker. But that's just of interest. And there is some colour indications too. And the Rocklite. You know, if I'm going to grab something, this would be my first preference, I think, because it's, you know, a solid chunk of wood. It has no chance of delaminating. Rocklite does delaminate when you heat it up, and you can see that with the bindings, and especially if you chop up a fingerboard and try and use it as bindings, the orientation is kind of wrong. There is one element that is an important one. Because this is torrified, it's probably going to be brittle. Now, I haven't tried this, but if you cut this up and tried to use it as bindings for like a ukulele or something, you're probably going to have a hard time of it because it's been torrified, it's been cooked, and it's brittle. Now, I haven't tested that, but I will, because I can chop some of this off and test it, and I'll get back to you about that. But, you know, just with any torrification process, the bending makes it harder, and you find that in torrified maple sides and stuff like that. So again, LMI introducing Royal Blackwood, the latest ebony substitute, which you know, the world needs. And as you can see, this is that's amazing. I can't wait to use this. I bet you it polishes up really nicely. I might just scrape it quickly. So scrapes just like you would expect. No smell. Scrape this piece of African ebony as well. So African ebony and Royal Blackwood, they look, this probably won't pick it up, but they look identical to me, the scrapings. So the Royal Blackwood is this one, African ebony. You can see the grain line in the scraped area is very much identical. So there we go. Thanks, LMI. This is going to be a game changer. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed hearing about Royal Blackwood. I think it's going to be an amazing product in luthiery for a long time. I spoke to Chris Herod today, and he said that LMI have sold out today, and they're going to be restocked in May, sometime mid-May. He said a month. So he's also going to be getting more fingerboards, which the standard one I mentioned is about $14, but he's going to get some head plates and bridge blanks. And I'm not sure if he's going to get bindings or anything like that. I don't know, but he definitely more fingerboards, head plates, and bridge blanks. So I'm excited about that. I don't know what the price is going to be on any of that, but just the standard fingerboards, $14, which is a really good price. It's cheaper than Indian Ebony even. Thanks for watching, and order some Royal Blackwood, save some Ebony, because there's like that much forest left, seriously. Please subscribe if you enjoy these kind of videos, and hit the like button and the bell if you want to get notifications when I release a new video. And let me know what you want to hear about in the comments. I like sort of catering to whatever people want to hear about or learn about, whatever. Thank you very much. Bye.